All right, we are live. We are live. Great. Welcome. Okay, we got 0 followers right now, but they're coming. So, welcome to Java City Literary Lounge. I am your host, Sharon Blount, and tonight we hope to get some caffeinated confessions. We have romance author DL White. Welcome to Java City Literary Lounge.
Hello. Thank you for
Hello.
having me.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm
I'm
excited to be here.
excited. Thank you. I am so excited for you to be here. So, how I like to start my interviews, I would like for you to tell the audience how can they reach you. How can they reach you?
My website is booksbydlwhite.com. There's if you go to my links page, every link you will ever need for me is on that page. Where to buy my books, where to find me on social media, how to email me, when things falling over. Booksbydlwhite.com/link in bio has all the links you'll ever need. If you're looking for me on social media, I am at Blue Sky mostly, and some on Instagram, a little bit on Facebook. So and you can always get me by email. It's authordl@booksbydlwhite.com.
Thank you. How are you liking Blue Sky?
Love it.
I get here a little bit more. My feed is so boring.
Yeah.
I haven't decided
The
to.
book.
Yeah. So I was like, I got to get
The
on
book
there.
community is kind of hopping. And like it's better to me. It's much better than the place I was at previously.
Pits from Hell place. We want to call Pits from Hell.
Yeah.
So
I had to get out of there. Yeah,
me too. Before after the interview, can you put all your links in the comments once we're done with the interview so people can reach you? And
absolutely.
Wow, thank you. Welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So welcome, Marion Wilson. Welcome, Tiff Happy Place. And there will be more coming in. So thank you, ladies, for joining us this evening. And let's get into it. I hope you got your coffee, your caffeinated beverage. Let's get it started. Okay, my first question for you today. When did you decide to become serious about being a published author? Pause. And why self-publishing?
It was about 2011. 3 things were going on. First, I've been a big, huge fan of NSYNC since they came together, since 98. So we're going on 30 years here, 25, 30 years. So big fan. They make me happy. When to this day, if I need to be cheered up, I'll put on a song, and I love it. And over the course of being a fan, I stumbled onto fan fiction, where I'm sure people are.
Can I stop you a little bit? Can I stop you a little bit? Can you explain what fan fiction is? That's why I wanted to stop you.
Yeah, I was just going to.
Thank you.
So fan fiction is where readers or consumers of media will take a public persona of a real person or a character in a movie, a TV show, a book, and borrow that character and the world that the author or the creator has already established and write their story in that world using facts that readers and fans already know. It's like having an established fan base already. So you might write your own original character to pair with that character, or you might borrow characters that belong to that author in that world, and you might expand that world. So it might be an episode of Supernatural that didn't end the way you think it should have ended. And so this is how I think it went. It might be a situation you heard about with B2K, and you're like, okay, this is how I think that went down. I heard about this girl that tried to sneak onto their bus. This is how that went down. Or
I love that.
So-and-so got married, and no. No, he did not. He got with me. This how life. This how
Okay.
this goes. So,
Okay.
um, a movie that
Mhm.
goes further than the
Movie.
author wrote it,
Okay.
than the script. Like just like you take that borrowed world and add
Mhm.
to it,
Okay.
create your own little world within that world. And it's great because
Uh-huh.
the fans already know the lore, the fans
Yeah.
already know the characteristics of that character, the fans already know all these people, and so
Mhm.
you're kind of just borrowing parts of it and kind of
Okay.
sitting in it and creating stories that like bounce off of it. So
Cute.
I was like finding fan fiction through live journal or whatever, and I was reading
Uh-huh.
the stories, and the stories are kind of writing themselves in my head. So I was like enjoying the music. The
Mhm.
band's been on hiatus since
I
2001, so
know.
we needed something to occupy
Yeah.
ourselves. So I was reading it, writing fan fiction, having a great old time. But I only ever wrote like one member of the band, and I was kind of just getting tired. Like I
Got
can
you.
only write so many stories. And I just wanted to write new stories. I wanted to write people that look like me. And
Yes.
I mean, Timberlake might think he's black, but he's not.
Oh, he's so gorgeous, though.
JC does sing about Tim's and Thug
Mhm.
Appeal, but that man is not black. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's not a
True.
black
Yeah.
man. So
True.
I wanted to write black men, and I wanted to write black
Okay.
women. And so the second thing that was happening is I was a part of a brunch group. All
Uh-huh.
these ladies, like 8 different ladies, we all met on Twitter. We would get
Uh-huh.
together once a month. We all live different parts of town. We all come from different parts of life. We all have different careers, but we would get together and like break bread together and support
Uh-huh.
each other and laugh and talk and cry and give advice. And we some of us would travel together, and some of us would do different things together. And we haven't had a brunch since before the shutdown, but
Wow.
like those ladies are still all up and through my text message inbox, Facebook, whatnot. We still get together here and there. And so those ladies actually inspired my debut novel, Brunch at Ruby. So I started writing that in 2011, and still like trying to put that story together in
Mhm.
my head. And the third thing that happened was the Atlanta cheating scandal. Do you remember the Atlanta cheating scandal?
No, I'm new to
So
Atlanta.
okay, so right around like 2000, so this had happened like I don't know how long ago. There's a book called None of the Above that's all about this scandal. It was
Wow.
national news.
I wonder
Like
how I missed
anybody
that.
who's native to Atlanta knows about this. So it
Okay.
was a scandal where teachers were changing the answers
Oh,
on
yes.
standardized tests.
Okay, yes. I know what you're talking
So the
about now.
kids
Yes.
would,
Yes. Yes.
one of the teachers said, "Yes, I changed the answers. These kids are dumb." So it was huge. Like
Oh my God. Yes.
teachers were
Yeah.
indicted, some teachers went
Yeah.
to
And they
jail.
just actually
They
solved that a little while ago. I seen it on the news.
Oh, really? I haven't
Yep.
seen any new news
Yes.
on it because it's
Yeah.
been a
Yep.
minute since I
I
saw anything
know.
about the shooting
Yeah.
scandal.
Yep.
So, like, they tried to indict the superintendent, but she
Mhm.
was suffering from cancer. I think she died before
Right.
like anything ever
Right.
I mean, it
Mhm.
was giant.
Yeah.
And so I would be riding to work every day,
Uh-huh.
listening to NPR, and the top of every news break was the Atlanta cheating scandal, and so much was going. So
Mhm.
while I'm developing the story about
Uh-huh.
three women who live in Atlanta from different walks of life, they live in different areas of town, my
Mhm.
mind just started like, what if?
And
What if one of the characters was someone kind of powerful in the
uh-huh.
school system, like not a superintendent, but like kind of below? What if
Okay.
she made a mistake? And then you just see like the domino effect and the ripple effects and how it
Mhm.
ripples out through her life and her family and her child and her friends and her career. And you just
Yeah.
see the ripple effects of that one mistake. And I was
Got
like,
you.
yes, yes, that's it. And so at that point, it to me, I was like, this is bigger than a short story, and this is bigger than fooling around with some words. And like I
Yeah.
feel like this could really be like a book. Like this is a book.
Got
And
you.
so I really got serious about it in 2011,
Uh-huh.
and I was not ready to write this book when I started writing it.
Really?
So no, I was
Okay.
not ready. I was not ready. So it took me 4 years to write it, because I didn't have the skill. I did not have the like the
The
chops.
know-how.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I really had to to push through it. And thankfully I
Mhm.
had that background in writing fan fiction. So I
Mhm.
knew, and I mean, I've always been a writer, but not like serious. I'm trying
Yeah.
to write a book writer. I
Got
was
you.
writing like
It's a
short stories and
whole different
poetry.
breed. Once you start writing,
Whole
it's
different.
a whole different breed that you're not prepared for. And
Whole
you're like,
different.
whoa, where? Yeah. So
Yes.
I understand what you're talking about. We have a
Yeah.
question. What was the name of the book? Can you share that with us? The one you were talking about? The
Which
one of
book?
yours? The one from 20, yeah.
My
Mhm.
debut was called
Yes.
Brunch at Ruby's.
Brunch at
Brunch at
Ruby.
Ruby's, yeah. So that came out in 2015. And when I was like writing that and like going through the beta process and the
Uh-huh.
editing process and trying to decide, what I was being mentored by people who had MFAs.
Mhm.
And people who have MFAs are, they don't like self publishing.
No.
They don't like self-publishing at
I already
all.
know.
And I was
Yeah.
getting advice
No.
about, you don't want to self-publish. They're just not very good books. You don't want to do that. It's bad
Mhm.
stigma. Don't do
Mhm.
that. And at the time, this is like 2012,
Mhm.
2013, self-publishing was kind of still in its
Ample.
infancy, and it was a
Yep.
lot of faith-based novels.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'll be honest, they weren't very good.
No.
They were poorly edited,
Mhm.
not very good. But like that was our foundation.
Yeah.
And I knew my book was better than that. And I tried like the what do they call it? The query route. And I think I
Yeah.
got around like I got to about 5 agents, and I was like, I don't think this process is for me.
Yeah, and it's not for the weak of hearts. I've yeah. I've been turned
Yeah.
down 20 times. So I get why you're just like, no what? Let me
Yeah.
do something on
Yeah.
my
It
own.
just
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Right,
not
because I just wanted to hold the book in my hands. I just wanted to
gotcha.
prove that I could do it,
Mhm.
and to have it out. I wanted to if it was just going to be me and my mama with the
Uh-huh.
copy of my book. That's the whole reason that I
Yeah.
published, was so my mom could have a book in her hands with my name on it, and I would have a book on my shelf with my name on it. And so I went self because I was being told, "Oh, this isn't for me. I don't
Yeah.
think I can sell this." And I
Yeah.
was like, "This is every Terry McMillan book ever. Are you serious? You can't sell this book,
Yeah.
really?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "You
It's
know
not that
what?
they don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah." I was like, "You know what? I just wanted the book to be out. I wanted it
Okay.
to be out the way I wrote it,
Mhm.
with the cover. I didn't
Mhm.
want them to try to whitewash it. I didn't want them
Yeah.
to try to,
Mhm.
dumb it down for a general audience. I wanted to write, I
Really
wanted to
represent
publish what I
you.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know
And
what?
so,
And that's some of the issues I have too. And I want it to be me and not someone
yeah,
else. I don't want to write like Brenda
yeah,
Jackson or Rochelle. Not saying they're not wonderful writers. I want to be Sharon. So I
exactly.
understand exactly what
Exactly.
you're saying. So thank you
Yes.
for answering. Thank you.
Yes.
So my next question for you. What is it about romance? What is it about the romance genre that you love and made you want to write in it?
What I love about romance is it's vast. Like
Mhm.
there's big R romance. There's A meets B, they date, they have issues, they get back together
Uh-huh.
happily ever after. There's big R romance. But underneath the romance umbrella, there's
Mhm.
so many subgenres. If you
Yes.
want romance that has like a little magic to it, if you want romance that has like some teeth to it, you could
Yeah.
there's urban romance. There's romantic fantasy or romantasy, whatever they're calling it these days.
Mhm.
There's romantic suspense if you want a little danger with your kissing.
Yep. Yep.
There's romantic comedy if you want to laugh.
Yeah.
with
I
you to
love
say.
rom-coms. I'm a
I love a
rom-com.
rom-com.
Oh my
There is between point A and point Z. If you're willing to flux between the beginning and the end, there are so many directions you could take and still be in romance, because what you want as a romance reader is the promise that in the end, they gonna end up together. In the
Yep.
end,
Through thick and
you're gonna
thin.
be satisfied. The ending's the only promise that romance
Mhm.
makes is there's a central love story
Mhm.
and it's a satisfying ending. That's it.
And anything
That's
in
it.
between, you can have a good time writing. I love the
In
in between. I
it
love
can
it.
be anything in between there. Like, I know, like, people
Mhm.
say like romance is predictable, and I had
Yeah.
somebody ask me, what's the point of a romance if you already know what's gonna happen? And I
No,
was
you
like,
don't. You don't know what's going to
because
happen.
between them meeting and them riding off into the sunset together, you got 26 chapters of who
Yep.
knows what. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going to happen in
Yep.
between there. Like,
Yep.
they're here and then they got to here. And how did they get from here to here?
Yep.
Like, if
Yep.
you're willing to be, flexible between the beginning and the end,
Yeah.
there's so much there for you. It's so
Mhm.
vast, but you are always going to get the promise of a happy ending.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes, like, I just wake up on a Saturday morning and I'm like, I need romance, but this, romance, but make it this, romance,
Mhm.
but make it that. Like,
Yeah.
I can play so much within that genre and still I can get a different story, but I still
Mhm.
get the promise that romance makes you.
Yeah. And that's why I love it too. And I
Love
love
it.
it. I love reading it and I love writing romance. I don't necessarily write just romance. I do romance suspense. I do rom-coms. I just love what you
Right?
can do
You
with it.
can,
So versatile. So versatile. So I
so
understand.
versatile. You can do anything.
Mhm. Yes, and then it's nothing like for me, reading books that have people that look like me. And
Yes.
they may not be big or whatever, they're African
Yes.
American, and I love it. And it's just
Yes.
nothing like seeing yourself in a romance book. So
100%. And
yeah.
I think, like, I say this all the time. There was a point in time where every story was about how Black women ain't never getting married.
Yeah.
Black men don't like Black women.
Yeah.
Black women and Asian men are the most undesirable people in the dating
Mhm.
landscape. Woman, you're gonna die alone. And I just couldn't, I don't want any of that. I wasn't taking in any of that. I wanted
Mhm.
to write stories and I wanted to read stories where Black men love them some Black women, where Black women don't play about that Black man.
Yeah.
I am gonna fight for you. You are gonna fight for me. We are gonna end up together. I needed that. I needed that soft
Yeah.
place to land, and
Mhm.
found that. I found that in Black romance.
Yeah. And you do it well. I just wanted to let you know
Thank
I may
you.
not often say it
Thank
now that I'm an
you.
author. I tend to not say, oh, be like that, but I enjoy your books. So
Thank you
you
so
do it
much.
well. So
I
I do
appreciate
have
it.
a comment. You're welcome. Her name is Karen Talley. She says DL's books have the best dialogue. So there you go.
Hello, that is my
Unit.
friend Kay, the reader. She's amazing, amazing. I love
Well,
her.
hello.
She's been
Thank you for
trying to
joining.
claim all my heroes though, and I'm like, hey,
It's
they're
nothing
not
like
real.
claiming one of those book heroes. I think I got about 20 husbands, so I get it.
Very
All right.
busy.
Thank you guys for, if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. If you take a moment, if you have not, um, welcome to Java City Literary Lounge. Like my page, come back. I have interviews every Friday at 8:30 with lovely authors like DL White. So my next question for you, because what I love is a good book cover, right? Not hating on people that have bad book covers. You do what you can, right? So I'm not hating on
Right,
everybody cover, right? If it's ugly, it's
right,
okay. We can get
right.
ugly book covers mean sometimes they have good content in
We do the best we can with what we got.
we get it. Hey, we're not gonna hate about that. So where do you get your idea from for your book covers? I believe you're doing them yourself, correct?
Yeah, I do them
Mhm,
myself.
mhm. They're
A
so
lot of
pretty.
times, like, I don't really have, like, I don't have a theme in mind.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm just kind of I'm looking for something that kind of represents the story. I always love to put a beautiful brown person on my book, but I want them to be real. I don't do AI. I can't do AI. I just can't do it.
Really? Okay. Okay.
I
I can
can't do it.
respect
But I like a real person. If I can't find a real person,
that.
I like it to be like a beautiful aesthetic, like something that makes sense.
From the
I
story.
Yeah, and
Okay.
like, you know, my Potter Lake series, I redid them all this summer, and they all have beautiful Black people on them. And let me tell you, it was just days of searching
Mhm.
stock image sites
Oh, and it's
looking for
hard.
people I
It
could
is
put on
hard.
my book. And I'll tell you,
Yeah.
if you want to make me cry,
Mhm.
you can do two things. One, you can play Regulate by Warren G, because I hate that song. I hate it. I hate it. If you want to make me cry, play that song in my presence. I will burst into tears. I hate it because you
I
hate me,
love
obviously,
that song.
and you want my life to be terrible if you are playing that song while I am alive. I hate it. The
Oh my
second
God.
thing is you can ask me to look for stock images
Yeah,
of Black
it's miserable. It's
because
absolutely
it's
miserable.
it's
It's
like it's
miserable.
either I look at people and I'm like, why is this even
Yeah.
available to be used as a stock image?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that
Yeah.
picture? Or
Yeah. I
it's a
get that a
guy
lot.
that's standing there like,
Yeah.
what?
Like, what I'm gonna do with that? Like,
I
what I'm
can't
gonna
put
do with
that on
that?
a book cover.
You can do that, or they're
I
unattractive. I'm
can't
like,
put that on a book cover. What? Stop it. Put your
yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
Or they're on their head, and I'm just like, what? What's the purpose of this? Yeah. And
I
photo
just
stocks is terrible, and that
either
is something that when I do book covers, that is the ultimate misunderstanding that people have. They don't realize how bad it is to get
it's
photo stocks
terrible.
of decent looking, not just beautiful, decent
Decent
looking
looking.
Black people.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
almost virtually impossible.
Because
Yep.
yes, if you find one, it's either
Yeah.
artificially
Yeah.
generated or
Mhm.
it's $792.
Yep. Or everybody
Yep.
has that. What you will notice that everybody got that one person because they just so happy to find a
Yep.
good looking couple and you see
Then
them
he
everywhere.
shows
Yep.
up on every book
Yep.
cover. Yep.
Yep. Yep. So
Yeah. So you might do a custom shoot if you have
yeah.
that kind of money. I don't,
Me
but
neither.
my money says I have to search stock image sites and find, do the
Yeah.
best I can with what I got, as Mariah
Yes.
Mariah
But you
Carey would
do.
say.
I think you do really well. What I
I
noticed
try.
that
I
you
try.
do, and I was like, I think she's doing her own book covers,
I
but they're so
do.
beautiful to me.
I
They're
do.
simple, but they're gorgeous, and that's what I love
Mhm.
about it. They got a simple simplicity and beauty to them, right? Not
Thank
saying
you.
that they're just
I
simple and
work hard on
boring.
them.
Yeah, they're gorgeous though. And I'm like, I love
Thank
this.
you.
It seems very effortless. So you do a good
Thank
job
you.
with your book covers. So congratulations on that. So we have an awards called the Reading Warriors Choice Awards. Somebody on here needs to start entering for book covers. I'm just saying, hint, hint, loudly, because they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful.
I Thank you.
Yeah,
I actually really like them. You
yeah,
can see the Never List back there. That's my
mhm,
favorite.
yes.
Like that
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 one with
image
the
just
green
fits
sweater,
that book.
with
Yeah,
the
in the
green
green
sweater.
sweater.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is
just
so
fits that
beautiful.
book perfectly.
Yeah.
And so I was so
Mhm,
happy I found it, and it was available to be used, because you got to make
mhm.
sure you're not going to get sued, because I ain't got no
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
But
They'll come after you.
beautiful. Yeah, I
They'll
love
come after
them.
you.
I
Yeah.
love them.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your journey. Can I ask another question on that? Why did
Mhm.
you decide to start doing your own book covers?
I ain't had no money.
me, me too. I promise
Here's
you
my thing.
that is
Here's my
why I
thing.
started.
First,
Yeah.
I ain't got no money. Second,
Mhm.
I like control. I
Me too.
also I'm a person, I like to do it myself. If
Yeah.
I can't do it myself, like I know there are certain books, like Hey Lover is a
Mhm.
cover that I bought. Somebody designed this for me because I can't do this. I can't do this
Okay.
myself. This is
Okay.
like a throwback cover. It's
Yeah.
illustrated. I can't do this. So
Okay.
I bought this and had
Okay.
them design this cover for me. But for
Mhm.
most of them, my covers are very simple. If I look at a pre-designed cover site and I see stuff that I can recreate myself, I'm gonna just do it.
Me too.
I'm gonna just do it.
Me
And
too.
I never know. I don't know. Like I tell my friend who is a graphic designer, she like has a degree in this stuff. I'm like,
Wow.
Heather, it's like I don't know what I want, but not that or 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 that. Kind of that,
but not this.
But upside down, backwards in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I see why you're doing your own covers because you don't know what you want. Exactly.
Yeah.
I gotta play with it. I need to mess around with it. And like take a template and then shove all the stuff off of it and
then start branding, right?
Yeah, and then put the cover on. I gotta play with it. Like, no, that font sucks. But change it. And then I gotta let it sit. If I still like it the next day, it's good. If not, we start all over. So
I do that as well. I do that as well. I'm very picky, especially when it comes to my covers. I'm like, okay, no. And every time I try to use a pre-designed one, I'm like, oh, I can do this. And then I'm like, no, I don't want that. No. So I get what you're talking. I get what you're talking.
Like I see something I really like in somebody else's cover, and I'm like, okay, that kind of like that mood, that spirit, not that image, not that font, but not that layout, but that like that. And so then I have a foundation, and like I ain't no graphic designer, but I have more time than money. So I like doing them myself. Like at some point I'm gonna like upgrade and have my covers all professionally designed. But for right now, the level that I'm at, and my covers, they work for me.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I don't even think you need to upgrade. That's just me personally. I may be wrong. I think they're beautiful. So you do a good job. You're welcome. So I have another question. Which character of yours were your favorite hero and heroine? And which books are they in?
My favorite. So, okay.
I know it's hard.
Because my favorite, mean my favorite couple or individually my favorite
individuals? And I know sometimes they might be your favorite couple. So that's why I said just a hero or heroine from whatever book. They don't have to be couples.
So I would say my favorite heroine ever is Maxine from Brunch at Ruby's.
Okay.
Which is very surprising if you've read that book, because people email me specifically to tell me they hate Maxine. And I'm like, thank you. I wrote her to be hated. Thank you so much. I did a wonderful job on her. Yes. So I love Maxine because she's a very complicated character. It took a long time to really get her down. I don't need people to love Maxine. I need people to understand where she's coming from. And she has, I love a character that has a long way to go. I like to have to do a whole lot of work to redeem that person. And I had to do a whole lot of work on Maxine. And I don't want to spoil the book, but when you get to the end of Brunch at Ruby's, it's not like Maxine is a whole different person. But I want the reader to understand why she is the way she is. And for people to be like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You are insufferable, and thank goodness you have friends that can see you for who you are. And I thank your lucky stars. I get it. I understand. So I love that about her.
Okay, and that's what I love about a complex character, from not just from me, from other people, that they can be so imperfect, and then you come to love them for their journey. So I think you do that well. And I'm like, God, I need to grow up my writing, because you really write 3-dimensional characters. Even though people have told me I've done really well, but I feel like I can do better once I read someone who, to me, has mastered complicated characters, and you do it really well. So, in my opinion,
thank you. It's hard. It's hard. It takes, that is why I had to take that book seriously, because Maxine alone took like a year and a half to really, really get her character down right. But also like not turn her into the exact opposite as the person she was at the beginning of the book. She's still the same woman. She's still as insufferable at the end as she was in the beginning. But you get her now. I want you to get her now. So I love that. My favorite hero is Gibson from Dinner at Sam's. And that is the follow-up to Brunch at Ruby's, because Gibson is like a rebel. He's the youngest of is it 3 brothers? 4 brothers. He's the youngest of 4 brothers, and they all work for their mother. And Gibson is secretly the favorite, even though he bucks tradition. He takes trend and throws it out the window. He does whatever he wants to do. He's not doing anything his mother tells him to do, even though she's like the most powerful attorney in the city. Gibson's like, whatever, I'm gonna be over here doing whatever I feel like doing. And he is like he works for a prestigious law firm, but he's more of a community lawyer. If you can't pay a lawyer, you call Gibson, because he ain't gonna charge you much. You know what I'm saying? So Gibson is just one that doesn't look at people and makes judgment of them. He does what he can because he loves what he does. I love me some Gibson. But I would say my favorite couple are Esme and Trey in the Never List.
Yeah. And you know, Trey, the one his name is Trey, is my favorite, because y'all know I love me some Trey songs. So y'all know I love that man. So
I
that's why he's my favorite.
Yeah, his name is Trey. Yeah. And you know, Esme is the closest to me that I have ever written in a book. It's not about me, but it's the closest to me that I have ever written in a book. And like, Esme as a character is another, she's not as complicated as Maxine. She's entirely more likable than Maxine. But she is a very accomplished person, but she is a ball of anxiety about the most mundane, everyday things, like getting on an airplane and riding a roller coaster and petting a zoo animal. Like she can't do it, and she's frozen in fear about certain things. And so she's got a list of 10 things she wants to do before she turns 40.
And which book is this?
This is the Never List.
Okay.
And when she meets Trey, she is at this precipice in her life where she needs to make some changes, because she's about to be a real serious grown up, 39 going on 40. Let's get it together, Esme. And she ends up having to be in this business deal with Trey. And he's like, he finds her list and he's like, I'll help you with knocking these things off your list if you help me with this business deal that we got to get through. So we both get what we need out of this deal. And so in this situation, I wrote her a hero that was there for her when she needed him. She made all of those steps, but he was right behind her. He was right beside her. She never had to do one of those adventures by herself. She never had to stand on the edge of a cliff by herself and hype herself up to do a thing. He was always right there beside her. He was always right there behind her. He was always supporting her. He was never picking on her because she had never ridden a roller coaster. He was never picking on her because she had never been on an airplane. He was never like that nice, nasty type of person. And so I loved that couple because I wanted Trey to be that soft place to land, that safe space for her to be able to do whatever she needed to do. And so my favorite couple right there.
Thank you for sharing. See, we got a little bit of caffeinated confessions. See, I only asked one question. She gave us a couple, and I love it.
I'd be talking. I love
it. I'm talking because we get all the confessions. So we're going to thank you. And I know I have another one, but we're going to come to that other question in a little bit. So I want to play a game. We play in building relationships around books. If you're not a part of my book club, please come and join us. We have a good time. I don't tolerate drama. Come in and have a good personality and have a good time. And it's everything, all books. All right. So we play this game called Would You Rather?
Okay.
And I always make it a little hard. So you ready to play that with us today?
I am. Let's go.
Right. So audience, you can play it with us too. Put your answers in and let's have a good time. All right. Would you rather write new adult romance or romantic suspense?
Oh, romantic suspense.
Oh, I know. I love
I
it.
can't do new adults at all. Some people, I haven't been in my 20s in 20 years.
Me
Absolutely
too.
not.
Me too. Yeah.
No, y'all too foolish for me. No.
Okay, I get it, and you're right. You woo. Okay. So next question: would you rather? So it's a weekend. It's a new movie coming out, right? So it's two big names. Which movie you're going to see with this actor, Will Smith or Samuel L. Jackson? I know.
Oh,
I know.
um, first one, then the other.
It could be whatever you like. It's
I'm
all
gonna do. I mean, I'm gonna see both of them,
okay. Okay.
but Will Smith first
Hmm.
because I'm a fan, and I'm gonna see a Will Smith movie. I'm
Me
just
too.
gonna.
I've seen them.
Um, yeah, I find I gotta be in the mood for Sam Jackson, but it's gonna get
Okay.
watched
Yep.
eventually
Yep.
because he does a
Okay.
lot of adventure type stuff, and
Mhm.
some of that stuff I'm
Yeah.
not too much into. But like if it's like a time to kill,
Oh,
I'm
that's
in.
my movie.
I'm in.
That's my
Yeah,
movie. Every
but
time.
first, I'm gonna see a Will Smith movie.
Okay. Great answer.
Mhm,
Great
mhm,
answer. All right.
mhm,
Look, you got a 2 hour ride to your next book event, right? Who are
uh-huh.
you listening to? 2 hours. TLC or Destiny's Child?
TLC,
Yeah, they make
TLC.
good. They make fun music. They make fun music.
Shedding a tear for Lisa Left Eye.
Yeah. 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 Great answer. Great answer.
TLC.
All right. Now, who do you think this next one? If they have a new series coming out, which one are you going to watch first with these two actresses, Sanaa
Mhm.
Lathan or Queen Latifah? New series.
Queen. Oh,
Yes.
Queen. Before you
Yes.
even get the words out your mouth, I'm all
Yep.
about some Queen Latifah. Oh,
Me too. That
I
lady
just
knows how
love
to
her.
act. Yeah, I love her.
Oh,
Absolutely great answer. Oh,
anything. If she's in it, she's in something. What's she?
the
I thought she was in
Equalizer.
something.
The
So
Equalizer.
I watched Equalizer, but I thought
Mhm.
she was in a recent movie.
I don't
Maybe
know.
not.
Might have. Well, look, don't
I don't
you?
know.
My
I'm gonna
memory.
find it and watch it.
Yep.
I'm all about some Queen
My
Latifah.
favorite movie of hers is Last Holiday with LL Cool J. I love that movie. So,
Wait, no. Last Holiday was Common, wasn't it?
was it?
I think Common was in Last Holiday because I
Well,
remember
maybe I got
thinking
the
that
title
man
wrong. I
went
thought it was
out.
Last Holiday with Queen Latifah and LL Cool J. Well, maybe I
I
got the
think
title wrong, but that movie. Mm-mm.
Queen and LL in a movie.
Yeah, girl, that's my favorite movie. You like, oh, Georgia. That is my movie. You got to watch it. It's good.
All right.
I'm going to
All
send
right.
you when I go look. Once we sign off, I'm going to send it to you. Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
to send it to you. Last one. Are you team Starbucks or team Dunkin' Donuts?
You know what? You're right, Karen.
It's just
Common
right.
wasn't just right. What am
Just
I
right.
thinking of? Lord,
I
my
had to
mind.
think. I couldn't remember.
Whew. Now I gotta find a movie. Find a movie to watch it. Do you know I work for a brand that is a direct competitor of both of those brands? So,
Really? Okay.
yeah, but
You want to share?
we actually do provide coffee
Mhm.
to Dunkin'.
Okay.
Their ready to drink coffee is us. So Dunkin',
Okay.
never
Okay.
Starbucks.
Okay. Oh, girl, I'm so addicted to Starbucks. I always get bad service at Dunkin'. Always. They don't ever follow directions there.
Uh-oh.
They
They
never
need to get
do.
it together. They need to
Yeah,
get it together.
they never do. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for participating. So we have a contest. So we're going to do the contest, and then I'm going to go back to the other question I have for you. So
Okay.
Miss DL White has a giveaway, and can you tell us about the giveaway?
I'm going to give away 2 books, print or ebook, whichever your choice. Ebook, you can have whichever of my titles you haven't read yet. Print, I have I got a lot of books sitting around here. I don't know what I'm giving away, but I do have copies of the Never List. that I can give away. That's probably my favorite book to give away right now. So we can do 2 copies of The Neverlist or another title of your choice. We can talk about it,
Okay.
once we choose the winner.
Okay. So I need you guys to think. First of all, thank you for being so generous with us tonight. Can you guys give me a number between 1 and 15 without going over? Only one entry, please, between 1 and 15. Put it in the chat. So while they're doing that, I want to go back to this question. I love asking this question. Can you give us a sneak peek on what you're writing next?
Okay. I'm very excited about 2025 because I have written ahead. Actually, I have stuff coming. So in the spring, I have a book that's part of a group release that's coming in the spring. It's called Calculated Risk. It is about a woman who's a financial planner. She gets roped into fulfilling her pro bono hours by volunteering at this youth center in Southwest Atlanta. And the man that runs the youth center, his name is Desmond. He is an ex-con. And I'm very excited about this because I love a story that's I love a cross-class romance. And I like anything where the characters are kind of getting to know each other and they're pulling down walls and breaking down boundaries and that kind of thing. So that one's coming in the spring. I'm very excited about it. It's called Calculated Risk. It is a romance. And then I'm trying to work on a little Valentine's Day action. I told myself I have until the end of February to get it out. Just pray for me.
Girl, I get it.
I'm still on chapter 3 and today's January 24th. Like people are already releasing their February books and I am still on chapter 3.
Girl, the struggle is real. So I understand. We got you, girl. We got you.
Yeah. So it might turn into like an Arbor Day short. I don't even know when Arbor Day is. Labor Day short. I don't know, but I'm trying.
Oh, and then you're trying.
Yes. And then I have Missing Persons, which is about a private investigator and an attorney that's coming later this year. And then I'm writing book 4 in the Potter Lake Small Town Romance series, and that'll be out at some point before the end of the year. So I'm very excited because this year my goal is to read and write fiction, drink water, and mind my business.
Hello, my business and drink really well.
Just be head down in watching a movie, reading a book, writing a book. On somebody's beach somewhere, not watching the news.
Yes.
So we're going to be real prolific these next however many years because my hands need to be busy.
Yeah, I understand. Completely. So we do have 2 winners. So the first winner, the person got the exact number is 7. LaShawn Hawks. I hope I said your last name right. Congratulations, you are a winner. And then our next winner is Becky Merrill. Hers is 9. So the numbers were 7 and 11, and she got the closest 9. So congratulations, ladies. Please message me which your choice of either paperback or ebook. And then I will definitely send it to DL. Thank you for joining us. We're not done, but I just want to tell them thank you. So my last question for you. Any advice you would like to give an aspiring author or maybe an author who is just like, I don't know what I want to do at this point anymore?
I would say 2 things. First, read. You got to read. It's like a chef that only eats their own food. They never go out to eat. They never experience any other kind of cuisine besides whatever they're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
it's limited. Your view is limited, your scope is limited, your inspiration is limited if you're only feasting on what you've made. It's like
Exactly.
an author that's not reading is a musician that never goes to concerts, that
That's
never
true.
buys CDs, that never pops
Mhm.
up a Spotify station to just enjoy music. It's an artist that never goes to a gallery. It's where do you get your inspiration if you are not reading? Where
Or
do
watching
you
TV.
learn?
Yep.
Right, like
Yeah.
where do
You got to
you
do it.
learn how to level up? Where do you learn how people are doing things better than you can do them if you are not reading? There is
That's true.
nothing in my drafts that is better than what is on my bookcase, than what is in my
Mhm.
Goodreads. There's nothing in my drafts that is better than what is out there. And so the way for me to be exposed to
Mhm.
better writers and better writing is to read
Mhm.
it, take it
Yes.
in, to learn. Look how she forms that sentence. Look
Yeah.
how it's short, then it's long, and then it's short, and then it's long. I love the imagery. I love how she
Yeah.
says that. Like, you don't have to copy word for word what
Yeah.
people are saying,
But you could
to
also
be
help you
inspired
with
by that. Like,
how, yes, to be a better
yeah,
writer. Yep.
you
To be a
you
better
become
writer.
a much better writer if you are reading, if you are taking in the language and taking in how people
Mhm.
bend the word around whatever they're trying to say. The second
Yeah.
thing is write. Writers write. You
Yeah.
ain't got to write every day. Ain't no, I don't write every day. I'm a weekend writer. I write Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Honest, because I got a job and I got to be able to think. I got to be awake. I got to be able to concentrate. It's I don't write during the week. I'm a
Got
weekend
you.
writer, but
Got you.
I get in this chair
And do
and
it.
I pound some words out. So it's not like you have to be writing the book of your heart every day.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
could be journaling every day. You could
Yeah.
be writing book
Outlining.
reviews. You could just
Yep.
be, I don't know, free writing, whatever. I like to do 1K 1 hour, 1,000 words or 1 hour,
Wow.
whichever ends first.
Okay.
If you get to 1,000 words, you're done. If you get to one
Mm-hmm.
hour, you're done.
Got you.
Sometimes I like it gets me into a groove and then I can like start writing things. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I got my 1,000 words and we're good. But I just feel like writers have to get in the habit of writing. It
Writing.
doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but it should
Mhm.
be a habit and it should be a compulsion. And
Yeah.
like, if you're like me,
Mhm.
people, stuff is happening up there all the time.
And mine
The
is
people,
always, always.
right?
Ideas,
The
there's
people
plentiful.
that live in my head be talking all the time. And the only way they shut up is when I get on
Right.
the keyboard and
Yeah.
I start typing out what they're telling me.
Mhm.
And I just feel like I talk to so many new writers, stuck writers, aspiring writers
Mm.
that expect to write 1,000 words in it to sound like,
Marvelous.
yeah, like they want to sound like Maya Angelou. They want to sound like her name just totally flew out of my brain. Chloe Wooford.
Okay. And it takes practice to get there. And
Yeah,
that's
and
something
like,
I had to learn as well and not be so
yeah,
hard on myself. So
yes.
thank
Because
you.
writing is editing, writing is revising, writing is rewriting. Like, you get it on the page and
Mhm.
it's not, you don't sound like Terry McMillan. Terry McMillan don't sound like Terry McMillan.
No, she doesn't.
You're not going to sound like Eric Jerome Dickey right out the gate. And
Yeah.
like a thing, like I have a friend, he is an Emmy nominated writer.
Mhm.
And he'd be like, I'm trying to write this, and it just, it's not like I'm reading Ta-Nehisi and I'm looking at this and I'm like, and I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
like
It
like
it happens.
Ta-Nehisi is a genius. It probably
Yeah.
sounds to him in his head like it comes out on the paper like that, and maybe some minimal editing, but like, you don't know what chicken scratch he wrote on that page
Mhm.
before you got the brilliance that was out, the the
That
the
came out.
edited
Yeah.
brilliance that's out in that bound and printed book with the pretty cover on it. You
Yeah.
don't know what draft zero looked like. You
Mhm.
don't know what kind of
And it's
trash you thought
usually
it was.
ugly. It's
And
probably usually ugly.
you are not going to be genius right off rip.
Yeah.
You're just not. So sitting down and expecting at Thursday night at 7:30 p.m., expecting it to look, like famous author an hour later, it's not going to happen. You'd sit down at Thursday night and you jot off some stuff, and then you leave and you come back and you delete 97 words, and then you come back and you add 97 words, and then the next day you take out a comma and you put a comma back. The next day you add 97 words, and the next day you add 97 words, and then the next day you delete it all and you start over because you have a better idea of where you're going. Like,
I'm going through that right now.
Like, writers need to understand that it's a process. It's up and down. It's in and out. It's back and forth. It's black. It's white. It's gray. It's red. Sometimes you hate it. Sometimes you like it. But at least it's on the page. Once it's on the page, you can edit the crap out of it.
You
Just
sure
get it on the page. So my advice is always read a lot, write a lot. It's not everything is going to be Emmy nominated. Not everything is going to be Pulitzer Prize winning, but it's on the page. And now you can
something.
Yeah. But you need to know, to me, I need to know what good writing looks like. I need to know what good writing sounds like. I need to know, like, I need to get in the headspace of good writing. So for me, I got to read, and then I got to write, because these people have to get out of my head.
I sure do. Thank you very much for that advice. It was wonderful. I want to say thank you so much for this wonderful interview, this wonderful chat. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Thank you. And I met her. I met her a couple of weeks ago. And
in December.
Yes, back in December. And I wanted, now that I'm an author, I'm not big fangirl like I used to be, because I try to stay professional. But I didn't realize I was trying to hold myself, because I think I've been your Facebook friend for about 10 years now. So it was really great to see your face and meet you. So I was fangirl heaven. So thank you for being so nice. It was probably nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful to meet so many people in person. Like, saw Sharon Cooper. I hadn't seen Sharon Cooper in person since 2019.
Me
for
too.
real.
Really
We talked monthly, but I hadn't seen her live in the flesh in years. So that was wonderful. And I hadn't seen Vanessa Riley in a minute, so that was just wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it was a pleasure. So thank you guys for joining us tonight on Java City Literary Lounge. Once this interview is over, DL will put in her links to where you can connect with her website and some of her books. Thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations once again to LaShawn Hawks and Becky Merrill. Thank you for joining us. And once again, I am your host, Sharon Blount. See you next week, 8:30 p.m. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.